Welcome back once again to the glorious Peak District, more specifically the Upper Derwent Valley on the shores of the mighty Ladybower Reservoir here at Heatherdene, and even more precise than that, the start or end, depending on how you want to look at it, of the Derwent Valley Heritage Way. So, the Derwent Valley Heritage Way I walked about a year and a half ago again, and there's a video on my channel of that. It's 55 miles from here all the way down the Derwent to where it meets the River Trent. So we go from Ladybower down through Bamford, Hathersage, through the Chatsworth Estate, and then through Matlock Bath, passing the legendary mills of the famous Sir Richard Arkwright, and then heading through Ambergate, down past Belper, through Derby, and then to Shardlow, where the river has its confluence with the River Trent. So why am I here today? I'm here to walk the remaining mileage up towards the source of the River Derwent, and that's at Swaines Greave. So from here it's around about 15 miles, something like that. I'll let you know more details later on when I've actually tracked it. I've parked my car down at Bamford, and the plan tonight is to meet my friend Rich and his brother on Bleaklow Stones for a wild camp. So it's around about 11 o'clock now. I've just walked the mile or so from where I've parked the car in Bamford. It's a questionable weather day. I think it's going to be quite drizzly throughout the day. There might be a bit of wind tonight, fairly low cloud at times, so it's going to be an adventure, but we'll see what happens. I've walked a few times to the source of the Derwent, but I thought I'd bring you along today and make a fresh video. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so since we spoke earlier on, I've done the 8 or so miles up the side of Ladybower, up the side of Derwent. You've seen the Derwent dam wall, and then along to Howden. You've seen the Howden dam wall as well, and I've just passed Slippery Stones. In the background there is Cranberry Clough, with the route leading up towards the Cutgate path, and it's been very blustery and quite wet as well. So I battened down the hatches a wee bit, caught up on some podcasts, and just enjoyed the walk. So as we've now left the chain of reservoirs, we can start to see the river once again. So we can gradually follow it as it diminishes up towards the source. So we're now walking through Oakham Bank, and a few years ago this area was devastated by fire. You might be able to see some of the scorched ground underneath the new growth. On the fence post there, it's quite charred. And I believe it was a barbecue that wasn't extinguished properly that burnt this whole bank. As you can imagine, it's a very fragile. There's no danger of any fire today, but at the height of summer, it's a very fragile area. Wait, that was close. Woo. for the last mile or so, we've been riding up on the hillside above the river, but we're now back down. I dare say we're probably around about 2 miles now from the source. Then after that I'll be meeting Rich and his brother around about a mile or so after that. Just around that bend is Swaines Greave, and it opens out into a huge bowl. So it's quite sheltered here, and while there's a break in the rain, I've taken this opportunity to rest the legs and get some food. Because as soon as I go around that corner, it's going to be, well, I'm going to be open to the elements. After that I'll be climbing up towards River Stones, where the official source is. So we're almost there now. Swaines Greave is just off up the hill there, but it's opened out into a huge bowl. Bleaklow Stones is over that way, Barrow and River Stones are up there. So we're going to head kind of in between the two. We're almost there now. We're within about 100 metres of the top of this clough now, which is the highest around this area. So we've made it right to the top. Just dotted around here is a little plaque or a little stake with the words "Source of the River Derwent." We're losing light, so what I'll do is I'm going to try not to blow over, but I'm going to get the foot down now and get up onto Bleaklow Stones. We've probably got about another 45 minutes of light. I've got head torches and stuff, map and compass, no drama. Whew. It is blustery. Right, let's do it. So, it's around about 2 or 3 hours later, and I'm pitched on Bleaklow Stones. I met up with the guys and they're pitched a little bit further down the hill. It's very, very windy, so hopefully you can hear me. I've managed to pitch just behind some rocks, so I'm a little bit more sheltered from the wind than I would otherwise be out in the open. 40-mile-an-hour winds with gusts of up to 60 were forecast, so hopefully they don't materialise throughout the night. I've pitched the tent about as well as I can do, probably about 70% efficient, but it's holding up all right. So I've had some food, took on some more water. The navigation across from the top of Swaines Greave up to here was quite, well, uneventful really, but you're climbing in and out of the peak troughs, and I walked off the southern edge of the rise in between Grinner and Bleaklow Stones and picked up the path, mainly so I wasn't scrambling in and out of the cloughs. I think I got here around about 40 minutes after I last spoke to you. So I pitched it when it was chucking it down. Stop me if I'm repeating myself here, because this is the second take. The wind really did get up at one point, so I had to start again. But I think I'm just going to relax now. I've got decent signal coming in and out, 4G, so I'm going to listen to some more podcasts and probably get an early night. So we'll see what the night brings. Hopefully there's no midnight scrambling to re-pitch the tent. I don't want to jinx it or anything like that, but I can see it coming. Okay, speak to you soon. Good morning. Well, it's been a very, very blustery night. The Mountain Weather Information Service said gusts of around about 70 kilometers an hour, so it certainly did feel like it was, well, it was crazy, let's put it like that. But I managed to get a reasonable amount of sleep, woke up quite a bit, and I'm happy to report that I didn't have to get out and re-peg the tent or anything like that, so yeah, very good. Although it wasn't pitched fully efficiently, so it has flapped around quite a bit, but at least I didn't have to get out. That's a good thing. So I'm going to get some breakfast and then go and see the guys before we walk back down. I'm all packed away and obviously no trace left whatsoever. Bit of a different one today. Ordinarily I'd try and wait with the sunrise, do some time lapses, you know how it is. It wasn't to be, but I didn't think it was going to be anyway. I saw the weather, but I just wanted to get out. I'm going to say it now, but I do think I'd like to try and camp at least once each month of 2019. We'll see how that goes. So at the moment I'm just cowering from the elements behind a marvellous bit of gritstone, waiting for Pete and Rich to head on up. They're going to be packing away shortly and they'll meet me up here. And then I've left my car down at Bamford, but they parked at the Snake Road. Stop me if I've already told you this. They parked at the Snake yesterday. They went for a look at the bomber wreckage on the way up. I'm going to walk down with them, and Rich is kindly going to drop me off in Bamford, so I've not got to walk all the way down. That was the original plan anyway. Hopefully we can do a bit of filming on the way down. I'm going to try and keep the camera dry. Let's see how it goes. So this water that's now flowing down there had just started to flow to the tent, so I packed away just at the right time. Thankfully that didn't happen last night. You may just be able to see how fast the cloud is whipping over. Pretty quick indeed. So we've made it across from Bleaklow Stones and we've joined the Pennine Way. Rich and Peter in the background there. The camera's a little bit damp. We've just passed a few people doing the Spine Challenge, the Montane Spine Challenge. That started yesterday from Edale and they've got to do the whole distance of the Pennine Way. Good luck. So we left the Pennine Way and came down through Doctor's Gate. I got my wires crossed a wee bit. I thought they parked right at the summit of the Snake Road, but they parked down at the Lady Clough car park. So that is a bonus, because I've not walked down through the forest for a while. That can be only described as a raging torrent. He did it. Got to film it really. Made it across. I did dump my right leg in up to my knee, so. It feels good to be back in Lady Clough woodland. In the days before video, I used to record a lot of podcasts and document my routes on proutes.com, and this was a personal favourite. also have made it to Birchen Clough and to the car park here. And Rich is very kindly going to take me back down to my car at Bamford. I hope. And I'm back at the car at Bamford now. Rich very kindly dropped me off, and it's been a really great weekend. Despite the weather, I've really enjoyed it. It's nice to get out in some really harsh weather every now and then, just so you're not called a fair weather camper. Although I do prefer fair weather camping, I'll be honest. But it was good to get out nonetheless, and it was great to meet Rich's brother Pete, and hopefully we can get out for another camp again soon. But Rich and I are heading to the Lake District in May. We went last year in around about June, I think, and had 4 days of glorious weather in the Lake District. So fingers crossed we get a repeat of last year's conditions. Right, thank you for watching. As always, I really do appreciate it. I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.